You're watching Endridfps.
Hey guys, Endridfps here. You're probably thinking, what the hell is this I'm looking at? This doesn't look like Counter-Strike or any other game that I've seen. At least not in the last decade. Video game, competitive FPS, all that stuff doesn't have a long history, but there is a history and you should know it if you don't. I'm going to be talking about my history and the history of first-person shooters in this video, so listen closely. This game is very near and dear to me. It's actually the first game on PC that I really ever played. It's what actually got me into first-person shooters. It's called Quake. You may know it. It's a classic. This is the original Quake. It came out in 1996. It was such a revolutionary game for its time. I remember I went to my friend's house. This was in 1996. I was in high school. And they wanted to play this game Quake. And I remember looking over their shoulders at this game and I was thinking, man, what are you guys doing, wasting your time with this nerdy stuff? And this is what I was looking at. They were playing Capture the Flag. See, back then, they were actually using the keyboard to look around. We didn't even know that you could use a mouse. That came like months later. But I remember not understanding what the allure was and why they spent so much time and had so much fun playing this game. And I understood that it was online, which was pretty crazy to me that they were playing this game with other people online at the time. And I thought, let me give it a shot. And obviously I was horrible. I didn't know what I was doing. I really sucked at it. And I asked my friend, hey, let me give it a shot. Let me try. And I kept dying and dying and dying. And then I remember when I got the first kill, I'll never forget it. It's like an alcoholic talking about his first drink or a junkie talking about his first shot of heroin. There's a guy running away from me. I was above him. I even remember the map. But I shot him in the back with a shotgun and he died. It was really mind-blowing that I was able to actually virtually kill somebody else who's living in another place. And it's not about the act of killing, but it was just the fact that I affected somebody else remotely at such a distance so instantaneously. And then it hit me. I understood why they had so much fun and why they were playing this game so much. So that's what got me hooked, and I spent countless hours playing this game back in the 90s and the 2000s and on and off throughout the years. I picked it up recently and it still holds up. Certain people gravitated towards certain types of game modes. There's Capture the Flag, which my friends and I played mostly, and there were other modes where people played Deathmatch or Clan Arena or Rocket Arena. Team Fortress was one of the big ones. Team Fortress 2, if you go back all the way, was actually a mod of Quake. If you look at some of the most successful games, they're actually mods, and some of the more successful mods, they came from Quake. Also of note, if you look at Counter-Strike, some of the movement physics and the mouse sensitivity, the base formula or the numbering system for the sensitivity is the same. So if you are playing, it's Quake 1, 2, or 3, Counter-Strike 1.6, Source, or Global Offensive, if you go to the console, you type sensitivity 2, it's going to be the same exact value all throughout every game, which is amazing. And I wish every game had that system, but you know how it is. You can't even get the same power outlets in different countries, so. Alright guys, this is some in-game footage from Quake. I was going to talk to you a little bit about some of the good things and some of the bad things within Quake. So first, this is Capture the Flag. This is one of the mods. It's a great map here. But yeah, basically, you have a lot of weapons. It's similar to Quake Live if you haven't played Quake Live. It's, you get all these different weapons. One of the main differences, though, in Quake, the first one, only really a few of the weapons are really useful. You've got the rocket launcher, which is the most epic weapon in any game. It's a classic weapon. Anyway, yeah, so you got the rocket launcher, which is probably the most used. And you've got the lightning gun, and you also have the grenade launcher. You also got the shotgun, double barrel, which is okay for up close, finishing people off. But mainly you're looking at those three guns. Now, One of the weaknesses of this game is that it uses an old style of latency or compensation for latency. So actually, if you hear my clicking of the mouse and you see the movement, it's delayed a little bit, even though my ping is still pretty good, 42. When I was playing back in the day, we used to play at 200 to 300 ping regularly. We were called HPBs, or high ping bastards. So this is something that you had to deal with, and you still to some degree have to deal with it because it's an old style game. And I'll give you an example with this lightning gun. You see it kind of drags behind. You see how it follows behind the faster I turn. Now if I had 300 ping, I would turn around and it would take me like literally a third of a second to turn around, and that's just really hard to deal with. But you know what? We used to climb up hills in the snow to go to school back in the day, up and down. Now the movement, you can see right here, the grappling hook is such a cool feature in this game. It's never been replicated effectively in my opinion. Maybe Quake 2 is close to it. But the physics and just the movement was so cool, and it was such a exciting, dynamic mechanic that was so fun and made this game really enjoyable. So the physics in this game is what's called CPMA. I don't even actually know what the acronym stands for, but essentially it's the same, almost the same as in Counter-Strike and other games like it. It's not the same as Quake Live. So when you're moving, you can see that I'm switching my directions quickly and easily in the air. It's very unrealistic. I can stop mid-air. I can go left. I can go right. Jumping does keep my momentum, but it doesn't add momentum like in Quake Live and Counter-Strike. But it's a free-form kind of mix between them. It's a lot of fun, and I really like it actually. I wouldn't have it any other way, especially with the grappling hook, because you can just get momentum at any time. I remember just having fights here. You use the grappling hook, go over somebody, drop rockets down. And then one of the tactics that I used to use and still use is to throw people off, is instead of going like this, which you would assume shoot and then you're going to land over here, is using the CPMA. I would just let go and then jump up a little bit. So they'd be looking over there, but I'd still be here. That's why I really love this game. One of the many reasons, but that's a big one, is that we were still learning about the physics. We were learning about how to exploit the movement and how to get better. And it still honestly holds up today. Here you can see the servers. You can see I'm here. This is a clan ring mod, which is like deathmatch, but team deathmatch. And you can get all the mods. You can get different skins. I'm using what's called Q-Rack, which is made by, I believe his name is Woods. But you can go to news, you go to file downloads, you can get all the capture the flag stuff. That's 3-wave. And if you ever need help, you can just come into one of the servers and ask anybody for help there. But if you go to Steam as well, let's see, what's it up to now? I think last I checked it was like $10. Yeah, it's $10. It's got the campaign on it, and it looks a lot different when you're playing vanilla. But this is kind of upgraded textures and everything, and it looks actually pretty damn good. So yeah, I hope I didn't bore you guys with this. I didn't mean to sound like the old man who's reminiscing about his youth, but that's really what I'm doing. This is where I got started. I love this game. I would love to see more people play it. If you like FPS games, it's good to know what your roots are. It's like being a film major and watching Citizen Kane and the old classic Dracula movies and all that stuff. So yeah guys, hope you like it. I'd say give it a shot. Join us. Let's play together. Hit me up on Steam. Hit me up on Facebook. On Twitter, just search for Endridfps. Let me know if you want to play it. I'll be happy to join you. Just let me know when. Thanks for coming over, guys.